episode 2 of the budget kayak modifications. If you did not see the first video, watch the first video. But basically the story behind this kayak, I bought it and a paddle for $120 on the marketplace. It looks like it's almost home built, if not definitely home built. Definitely needs some work. So episode 1, we put the foot supports in. Episode 2, I'm going to modify this seat that's meant for a sit-on-top kayak. I'm going to make it fit inside this kayak. First step, remove this junk seat. Alright, from what I can deduct to remove this seat, there's a bolt here and a bolt here, and I believe the 7/16 will work. But the way they got them in here, I'm not quite sure. Lefty-loosey. Yep, they're coming out, or at least number 1's coming out. All right, that's what they had. Seems legit. Looks like they used a nut as a spacer because their bolts were too long. Some ingenuity people made this. All right, that nut was a little awkward up in there, or the bolt was, so I got this extension. I should be able to get it out. It's a wobble extension, so I can get into tight places a little easier.
I think it's just spinning in there, and it's not coming out. Looks like I have this thing ruined. Before I get it apart, I'll have to go without a receipt.
Bolt's just sitting, spinning in there. Oh, it's because the nuts are spinning in the wood. So, here was the original seat. It's no longer usable. Now what I'm going to need to do, since that's rotten wood, I'm going to have to find some pliers. Okie dokie, I got my number 1 tool, pair of MIG welding pliers. I should be able to grab onto this somehow, good enough to get it out. Maybe I should have grabbed my number 2 tool, which is vice grips. I didn't think this was going to be in there that hard. There we go. Got it. Oh, here it is. There's the little star nut thing that was spinning in the rotten wood. Probably a good thing I'm getting rid of that since it's rotten wood. Alright, next step, use my brain. Alright, so now it's time for me to use my brain. I'm going to try to figure out exactly how I want to set this up. First things first, I'm going to wipe the crud and grody goo off of this. It's a dirty towel, but at least it's a dry towel. All right, at least it's not grody anymore. So I was thinking I could just through bolt it right here, and then bada boom, bada bing, I've got a seat. And I'm wondering if I could also run a strap to these bolts here, here and here, to these holes, and then two screws there. And I think that'd be fine, and I wouldn't have to drill any more holes. All right, so here's orientation of the seat. what I'm thinking is this groove right here lines right up with this. So if I just put a couple through bolts there, like some button heads, that would secure the seat there. And then maybe somehow one of these straps here, fasten it to this original hole here, same over there, and then that would keep the seat in place. Also, maybe down here, do the same thing, or hook them somewhere to keep the seat in place. This is gonna take a lot of thinking. I don't know if I want to put you through that. 'Cause I think a lot, and it might not be very well. So I might just utilize this hole here and here, bring a strap down, but also from the bottom bring a strap up and a strap up, and then that should hold everything in place. And I won't have to drill any more holes. That's probably what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get to thinking, I guess. Maybe thinking and doing. And eventually I will have a bunch of little holes to fill in if I want, or just reuse them for the straps I'm putting on here. So I'm going to do some thinking and some doing, but first I'm going to eat lunch. So I will be back. Alright, so the last thing I said was gotta think about it and maybe go to the store. So thought about this a lot, went to the store, got this bag of things, thought about it some more. I don't know if I have the right things. So these are the things I got. Little eyes with nuts on them. So the more I thought about it, the more I want to make sure this seat's gonna work before I go drilling more holes. So probably screw this in here so I can clip it up here, and then something on the inside with either this or the ones I already own. Kind of clip that stuff in there, then take it kayaking, and then I will decide what I want to do from there. It'd be nice if it was somewhat more permanent than being clipped in. So maybe some rivets or something, but I'm not sure. Clipping it in like this and shoving these things down here might be my best bet, especially for now. And then I'll decide what I want to do when it comes to a more permanent solution. Whoops, dropped them. Alright, so this is just a little 3/16 eye bolt. So the first thing I'm going to do, try to take off the label. Oh, I brought a tool for that. Let's get the label off. Bada boom, bada bing. And what I was kind of afraid of, I don't have threads all the way up here, so I wanted to screw it down tight to that. What I'm going to have to do now, I'm going to screw this nut all the way up. Uh-oh, that's not going to work either. Yeah, it will. Okay, so I screw it all the way up. Then I'm going to steal a nut off the other one and then sandwich it in there. Alright, I found the other one on the floor. So I'm going to take the nut off. This is a really expensive nut. These are like $2 a piece. So, screw that there. Screw this here. And then boom, that's there for now. Get this, get these tight. Oh, I bet I can get them a little tighter like this and then clip them in. Actually, they're about the same tightness now, maybe. There, so those, there, boom. That part's done. Now I gotta figure out what I'm doing on the inside. I'll see if I can get you on the inside so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, we're on the inside. So that's the back of the seat. Up here is where I just put that eye bolt. So now I have more clips in here with adjustment. So I need to figure out where to put that adjustment to. And then I'm probably just gonna screw the eyelet things I have now. They just have like a wood screw thread. Screw one on each side. Get it tight. Just leave all this long stuff in here, and then I will use it and see if I like the seat. Alrighty, I'm gonna try to adjust this as short as I can. Yeah. And yeah. Yep. So right there looks good. Yeah, so I'll just put my screw eyelet thing right there and do the same on the other side. And that should keep it pretty good. Yep, that should keep it pretty good for there. And then I got two more. Nope, no I don't. Alrighty, so I got this side somewhat adjusted. So now I'm just gonna drill a pilot hole with an itty bitty drill bit and then screw one of these in. Very carefully. There, pilot hole. I might need, well, I should have made it farther out. There we go. That's screwing in easy. All right. Get that adjusted. I'll do the other side. Well, I've got those, all those screws in, all these connectors, the clippies on there. I'm not sure if it's going to work out perfectly, so I think before I go any farther, I need to go take it out on the water. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw it in the truck, head down to the river, and go for a paddle. Alrighty, I'm back from the test drive, or the test paddle, and the seat is acceptable. It moves a little bit, but there's not much I can do about it. So for now, it's definitely acceptable. I would say in the future, if I want to get crazy, I need to put in like a real back support or something so it doesn't wiggle. Other than that, it works pretty good. It's nice and cushiony. And yeah, the paddle went pretty well. So I'll see you next time. Alright, so I'm here. The seat would normally go right here. After I used this thing for probably 20 hours with the seat the way it was, I had those little clippy things right there. And one of them pulled out because this is nothing really to screw to. It's a super thin fiberglass, and I don't like where it's at because it's actually pulling the seat back, so the seat wants to keep going back, you know, underneath this instead of where I need it to be. So I'm going to fiberglass in these pieces of wood. I don't know exactly where I want it, but I know I don't want it super far back, so I'm going to make it so I could use that area if I want, but I also have all this adjustment to where I can screw all the way up here. So I've got the wood cut, but I just gotta clean up this fiberglass in here, cut the fiberglass sheet, and fiberglass it in, and then wait a day, and then do the other side. All right, we're mixing the epoxy resin for the fiberglass. It's supposed to be 5-to-1. That's probably perfect. We'll call that perfect. 5-to-1. Yeah. I should probably do just a little more hardener. I need to put these in things I can measure it easier. Oh, there we go. 5-to-1. Wow, I got carried away. That's a lot. Got to think of something else I need to epoxy real quick. The last stuff I was going to waste, I ended up using it on my boat. So now I got to find something to use this extra on, because I think I got quite a bit. I don't have a ton extra. I think I did okay. I'm just going to move kind of fast because I went from not having enough hardener to, I believe, probably plenty of hardener. So it gets awfully hard awfully quick if you get a little carried away with the hardener, believe it or not. I know it's a hard concept for some of you guys to grasp, but it's a concept that the more hardener, the harder it gets, faster it gets. Maybe not the harder, but the faster. I don't really know all the sciences behind epoxies and resins, but I know hardener makes it gets hard. Oh yeah, we got a good amount. So anyway, this is painted. So now I take my handy dandy little snippers here. I cut it out. I've got wax paper behind there, so it's kind of like an applicator like you would use for a vinyl wrap or something, or a decal. Normally I would use aluminum foil, but I thought I'd have to go in the house for that. I had wax paper out here, so I used it, and then I saw my aluminum foil over there in the corner of the workbench. So this will be fine.
These aren't the best scissors, but they were free, and they were sitting right here, so that's the ones I'm using. Man, I'm making a mess on the countertop. Don't afraid to wipe that down. I plan on making an epoxy countertop, but I don't want my countertop to be epoxied, so probably ought to wipe it off.
Alright, so that's cut. Now, putting a couple cuts in here, because I'm going to be going around that block. I always end up cutting it when it's on the part, but I'm cutting it now. That way, I don't know, I don't have to do it out there. Sounds like a plan to me. Not too often do I have forethought, but I am. See, where's my block of wood? I took it out there so I wouldn't forget it. I think I need deeper cuts. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's go outside. Okie dokie, now that I've had about, I don't know, 20 hours, 30 hours in this kayak, with the seat the way it was, there's a few things I need to change. I need to, for one, I had to glue in wood because these just pulled right out of the fiberglass. So, no more of these. I'll just throw it there for now. I think what I'm gonna do, one of these is gonna go right here to clip the top on, because that clip was good, because if I unclip it, I can fold the seat forward and then just like stack kayaks on top or turn this on its edge. I don't have to do anything, you know, no special precautions other than just fold the seat down, and that's nice. But the inside, I had these hooks going back kind of far, and what that caused was the seat to suck underneath, so I kept having to pull it out. Another modification I had to do, you can see in here, not a modification yet, but I had to sit on this thing because if I'd get in with my water shoes, there'd be just enough water that I was sitting in water all day. And that seat was kind of hard, so this is just like a construction seat thing, like a, I don't know, knee saver pad. So I just sat that in there and it was nice. So I think for now, I'm still gonna sit that in. Maybe in the future I will like use some Velcro or something just to hold it still. But that's another thing. I'm just gonna put some more hours on it, some more miles, and I'm gonna see if that's the way I want to do it. So inside here I epoxied some wood, fiberglassed some wood in there. So I'm going to take 2 more of these, go in here, and I'm going to move them forward about 6 inches from where they were before. So they're going to be basically in line with the back of the seat. So I can still utilize this thing, I think, but it's just going to be pulling it sideways instead of pulling it back and making the seat fold under the kayak. So, that being said, I got to figure out where I want this, and then screw these in there, down there, and then bada boom, bada bing, I got a seat. Okay. This is pretty easy. I think it's going to be easy to decide where to put it. This is where my hook was before. It was just in like a eye screw, which was not on center. So I'm just going to make this on center in about the same spot right there. And then we're good. So I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to use through bolts on this. I got some extra bolts and I just feel like this piece is going to take a lot of abuse. So I need to find my little, there it is. My little layout tool. Put that right in the middle, give it a twist. I'm going to get cocky here. Like you see me before, I drill one and then drill the other. I think this is going to be just fine. And if it's not, then I guess I'll waller one of the holes out. There, holes lined up. Oh. You know what I didn't do is erase my layout lines, but that's all right, it's gone. All right, now, alrighty, wrench and screwdriver. tight. Boom, that one's in. Cool. Now, the ones on the inside, I don't know if I'm gonna get you in there. I can. I'll get you in there so you can see them. All right, so this piece here is just gonna screw in as far forward as I can, which is about even with the back of the seat, so that should keep it from falling in underneath the kayak when I'm trying to sit on it. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball these holes since nobody's going to really see these. So this one goes about here. Gotta make sure you don't go through the outside of the kayak. That's the most important part. Alright, so I'm going to screw this one in and then drill that other hole through the existing hole. Oh, try to do this where you can see. That's why you're in here, right? You want to see all the action. Alright, that one's in. It's pretty straight. Drill this one here. Screw this one in. Alright, now we should be able to install the seat. What I'm going to do, I already know that this screw, or this hook is where it belongs. This one I know is a little bit long because I had it 6 inches back, so I'm just going to shorten it some. Eventually what I'm going to do is once I get these the right length and I'm happy, I'm going to cut all this extra off, and then you're going to think this is like factory. That's my goal with this build, because when I bought it, it was like everything but factory. It was like, so when I went to Harbor Freight and rebuild it, even though that's what I'm doing, but I don't know, I also have my buddy Google on my side too. All right, let's see how this fits. Let's get you inside. Now you can see I've got a couple rod holders missing because a couple rod holders are missing because they were in the way. So get this one hooked up here and see if this one hooks up over here. And then come up on the top. That's hooked there. Now if I have my seat under there, so one thing, I kind of want that seat to, that cushion to hold still. It's actually holding it kind of decent. I can tighten them just a little bit, but before it was going all the way under. It's about as good as it's gonna get, but I can tighten it just a little bit. Yeah, I'd say that's acceptable. Look at that. Like I said, all this stuff, it's gonna be gone. I can trim this now, for sure. Trim this one for now. Come inside here. Trim some extra there, but that seems like it's gonna be pretty good, because it was okay before. But now, that's factory. It's already got dirt all over it, fiberglass, and it's got, somehow I got buffing compound on it. But anyway, yeah, that's a seat now. That's like official. I got a brand new one, half tempted to use, but I can't sell a junky one. I could sell a brand new one if I want. So I'm just gonna keep this one in here. Cool. Put rod holders back in, add another rod holder. Bada boom, bada bing. Well, since the seat's kind of how I like it, I'm going to trim these so where there's still a little bit of adjustment, but not much. And then get rid of some things that I don't need anymore. So I'll start off with these top ones. I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, there. Basically, scissors and then a lighter. I've got way fancier ways to do this, but this will be fine. Just cut it with the scissors, and then we're gonna heat it up just a little bit, weld these ends together. Normally I'd like heat up a razor blade and cut it with that, but not today. That's a little excessive. I just want to get this done. There's no reason to make things harder than they need to be at this point in the game. I've already made things hard enough. There you go. All right, so I cut it about this long. All right, there. And oh, that's a little shorter than the other side, but nobody will notice. And then heat it up with a little heat, and those ends get welded together. It's called welding because you're actually fusing the plastic together. So those are trimmed. Now that those are trimmed, let's take it out and figure out what else we can trim in here. Yep, so these two can be trimmed. Oh, make sure you can see. So this one I can actually take all the way off. I don't need this one. That was easy. We're not using this one. That means I got an extra little clippy thing I can use for another project. I'm actually going to tighten these just a little more while it's out. Hopefully have that seat just a little bit more like I want it. All right. Let's trim these up. These are inside just a little bit. I'm going to leave these plenty long, just because. They're not hurting anything there. I just want it to be a little bit cleaner. Alrighty. I'm awful shaky. All I've been doing is drinking coffee today, not really eating anything. About time to go make some walleye street tacos. I just really want this thing to be done, so I'm like really trying. Cool, so those are all trimmed up, melted up. Let's install it. Final install, baby. Yeah, I've got that about as tight as it'll go. Well, that's just nice. I don't care who you are. This is nice. This is official. This is how you make a generic $35 kayak seat work in a Craigslist marketplace kayak. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. That's cool. I'll get these rod holders put back in, add another one. But anyway, this is really cool. Really cool. This seat, it's nice. It's somewhat comfortable. It just kind of wraps around my back. It looks good too. I like it. This kayak has come a long way from day one. I don't know. I'm just really happy. I don't know if you can tell, but this is awesome. Pit covers are almost usable. This is just, it's almost done. It's almost together. I had everything kind of together. Ran it for, I don't know, 30 miles and then decided to basically do everything the right way. And I think you've seen that. So anyway, thanks for hanging out and helping me with this project. The moral support was awesome. If you want to click them things for me, that'd be awesome too. I'm trying to be one of the big time YouTubers, or at least enough to, you know, get a little extra money out of stuff. It'd be nice to be able to pay for these projects that I am doing. So anyway, I will see you next time.